Just because someone is popular doesn't mean they have influence in the market in which you're actually trying to bring product and services to. Now, when you go on social media, you may see individuals who have many, many followers, and you may want them to be a representation or a brand ambassador for your company. But those individuals may not actually be the people who you want to attract for your business and services. So you got to be aware of who you actually would want to be a part of your brand, of your circle, of your product and services, and want them to talk about it. Because again, just because someone is popular does not mean they have power in bringing and attracting individuals to buy your product and your service. Tip number 2, you have to be aware that if you hire a personality or a celebrity that has great influence in a big spotlight, that they may overshadow your mission, your product, and your service within your market. So for example, you may get a huge artist, whether in music or in movies and acting, and you have them as your brand ambassador for your product and your services. Now what happens is people will come and recognize your business, but they're only coming because of the individual. So when that individual leaves and you can't afford them anymore, those people go along with them and they may forget about your product. All right, so here's an example. In 1997, the Gap, which is a clothing company here in the US, they actually hired LL Cool J, who's a hip hop artist as well as still a big celebrity here in the US. They hired him to be the brand ambassador, for him to do a commercial for the Gap. But when he did the commercial, he wore a hat that said FB, which is actually a urban clothing line called FUBU, which stand for Us, By Us. And because the Gap did not know how influential LL Cool J was to his urban market, and because they did not do the research on how his followers and his influence actually impacted or where they impacted financially in the market of clothing, they lost out. So what happened was LL was able to do a freestyle song on the commercial, which he actually stated For Us, By Us on the low, while wearing the FB hat, which is an urban clothing company in a Gap commercial. It was it was unbelievable. But this is something where I mean when I say you have to be aware of the individuals that you bring into your circle or into your business to represent your brand, your product, and your services. The goal is, and here's tip number 3, your goal is to make sure that your product and your services is dynamic. So dynamic that you will need to hire an individual who may never use your product or services to actually promote your product and services. Personally, as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, that it is not proper, it is not smart to hire individuals who may never buy your product to actually promote your product. Why? Because at the end of the day, if those individuals have 1 million+ people coming over and none of them actually the majority of them are from the areas where you will be promoting your product, why would you even hire these people? I don't get it. So you shouldn't either. Let me give you a good example using the NFL. The Super Bowl, or should we say the NFL. In the NFL, there are various organizations under this one umbrella. They have the top players, they have jerseys, all types of jerseys that they wear. They put those out on the market for selling. They have all types of different things that come into play that's actually marketed under the NFL, under the sports, that are be sold as product, right? Now, at the Super Bowl, which is the last game of the entire season of this sport, millions and billions of people come out or listen or watch the game. Now, they could have hired celebrities, big-time personalities to be a part of this organization or to be the spokesperson of these organizations, but they don't. Because they have a great product and service, and they create an amazing experience like no other sports has when it comes to football, that they can actually bring in celebrities for free to perform for free because they know that their product and their service, or as should we say, their clients and their following, can actually benefit the artists. So the artists that other companies pay for, the NFL gets for free. That's good branding. That's great influence. That is phenomenal influence in branding and marketing because they have a platform, a clientele base, and an influence that is so extraordinary that they can bring other people in that could be able to help their businesses, help their personality, and help their brand become better. So again, when it goes back to your branding and marketing, recognize that not everybody that you hire for popularity actually has influence for brand purchase, for product purchasing. But also be aware again that people who are out here that you hire that are huge as celebrities and has a major spotlight may not be good for your company because they may overshadow your mission, your product, and your service. Take it from me. I wouldn't steer you wrong.